I'm good, thanks, Con. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. If we could get you maybe even just turn up the volume a little bit if possible, or just be a little closer to it. Try one more time, just make sure we're hearing you loud and clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that sounds good. That's good, buddy. Okay, excellent. Well, hello and welcome, everyone. This is our Wednesday Impact 101 call. We're about 8 minutes away from getting the call started. Great information and updates to share with you today. We've got some great international speakers as well to give you some great tips on how to really build your Impact 101 team quickly. We're going to start right at the top of the hour. If you've just joined us, by all means, type into the chat where you're calling in from. We'd love to hear from you. So how's things going today there, Frank?
Well, John, it's crazy day. You know, it's every day is crazy. We got lots of good things, and we just got some good news on WeChat, so we're excited there. You know, and globally, it's just expanding like crazy. So it's pretty exciting stuff going on here.
Yeah, it's definitely flying around the world, isn't it? It's just crazy the number of countries coming on almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, you bet. It's just amazing. It was just like yesterday's call was just, you know, I thought, hey, I'm going to do the screenshot in the morning. I don't think there'll be another country. And then boom, there was another one. I had to update the screenshot for the world, which is unbelievable. I just love those kind of situations. Hey, John, we have a Steve. And if this is, what's Steve Perkins? I have a Steve on the call and he's just labeled himself as Steve. Steve, if that's you there, Perkins, can you just say hi in the chat? And I'll make sure I activate you. So I'm not sure if there's going to be more Steves up here or not. Not the Steve. Okay, thanks, Steve. Appreciate you. Thanks for doing that for me. Excellent.
I'm sure I'll be jumping on here shortly, Frank. Again, welcome everyone. This is our Wednesday call. We're just over 6 minutes away from getting the call started. It's going to be a great call. Lots of updates, lots of building tips, great speakers. It's going to be a fantastic call. So if you've just jumped on, by all means, type into the chat where you're calling in from. I see we got Duncan, we got Colin, Ivers, Don down in Texas. We've got them jumping in from all over. Welcome, everybody. All right, there's the Bahamas, our new, brand new member down in the Bahamas. Trevin, welcome to the team. Welcome to the call, Trevin. Well, again, welcome everyone. We are a little over 5 minutes away from getting our call started. We're going to start right at the top of the hour. Once we do start, we're going to move very quickly, as we always do. If you've just jumped on, by all means, type into the chat where you're calling in from. I see we got Apache Junction on the line, Frank. How awesome is that?
Wow, that's cool. Awesome. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted here. I'm just trying to get our guests on here. So just give me a couple minutes. We're trying to get our guest from India there. So I'm just working with him there. So just give me a couple moments here, John. So
sure, no problem, big guy. Well, again, welcome everyone. We're 5 minutes out from getting the call started. We've got a great call lined up for you today. Lots of updates, lots of information. It's going to be very fast moving. We'll start right at the top of the hour. Some great speakers from all over the world here today that you'll be hearing from. Some great tips on how to really accelerate the growth of your Impact 101 team. So if you've just jumped on, by all means, type into the chat where you're calling in from. We'd love to hear from you. Well, again, welcome everybody. This is John here. We're just 4 minutes out from getting our call started. We've got a great call lined up for you here today. Exciting speakers, exciting updates. It's going to be an action-packed call, as it always is, and we're going to get started right at the top of the hour. So less than 4 minutes away now from getting the call started.
John, I just added Steve Perkins on the call. If you want to do a sound check with Steve, that would be great.
Sure, Steve, could you unmute there and just say hello, and we'll just make sure we've got you loud and clear.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
We can hear you well, Steve. Good to have you on the call today.
It's good to be here. It's good to be alive, my friend.
That's it, Steve. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm an hour and a half east of Dallas, Texas.
Ah, there you go. Down in the Sun Belt. Good stuff.
Exactly. Yep, I live on a little out in the country.
Ah, that's it. Country guy, a man after my own heart.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I've got a 10-acre private bass lake just 90 steps from me.
Ah, there you go. Perfect. Well, it's great having you on the call. You're coming in loud and clear. So once we get to you, it'll be great to hear all the things you're doing down there, Steve.
I appreciate it. There's not much, but I'll tell you what I got.
I'm sure it'll be awesome. Well, again, welcome everyone. We are a little over 2 minutes away from getting our call started. We'll start right at the top of the hour. Great updates, great building tips, great speakers lined up for you here today. It's going to be fast and furious once we get started. If you've just joined us, go ahead, type into the chat where you're calling in from. We'd love to hear from you. There's Mel from the UK, Martin from the UK. They're piling in from all over, Frank.
Yeah, it's sure nice to see people coming in from all over the world, the US, Canada, Europe. Oh man, it's just unbelievable. There's Germany, etc. Just give me 1 sec. I got my guest on the other line. 1 sec.
Not a problem, Frank. Okay, we're just over a minute away from getting the call started. We're excited to share with you some great information today. We've got some tremendous speakers for you to hear from. It's going to be a great call. We're going to start right at the top of the hour. If you've just joined us, by all means, type into the chat where you're calling in from. There's Australia. Welcome, Australia. Got so many countries involved from all over the world. It's just awesome when we can all get together on one of these calls and really pull the whole community together. Well, again, welcome everyone. We're about 30 seconds away from getting our call started. Got a great call lined up for everybody today. It's great to see so many people from around the world jumping onto this call. We're going to share some great information with you today on a fast-paced call. So we'll be starting right at the top of the hour. If you've just joined us, type into the chat where you're calling in from. We're coming down the stretch here, Frank. Looks like we've hit the top of the hour. If you're ready, we're ready to get rolling. All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody. John Van Dersen here from Canada. I'd like to welcome all of our impactors and our guests from right around the world to this call. As usual, we've got an action-packed call lined up for everybody, so we're going to jump right into it. So first off, today is our 8-week anniversary, day 56. It's unbelievable that we've only been in existence for 8 short weeks, and we now have impactors in 123 different countries around the world. If you think about that, there's only 72 countries on the planet that don't have an impactor in them right now. That's all happened in just 8 weeks. And in just the last week alone, we've added in impactors in the new countries of St. Lucia, the Bahamas, Lithuania, the Cook Islands, Cambodia, Ecuador, and Guadeloupe. 7 more countries with members just in the last week. That's a good year, 2 years work for most companies. That gives you an idea of why we're moving so quickly and why there's such a global stampede happening. And really it comes down to 4 things. Number 1, we have what the whole world is looking for, the ability to raise unlimited funds for anything that a person wants to raise funds for. We have what the whole world can do. Excuse me. All we do is share the videos on our landing pages and our websites, and we let them do all the explaining for us, and people get the picture quickly. We've got a world-class company behind this. They give us all the tools, everything we need, so we can just go out there and share this and build it very quickly. And of course, we have got an outstanding group of Impact101 leaders and members right around the world. They're sharing the vision, they're locking arms with the people who see it and helping them build their team and build their platform. So we're on a runaway. It's happening very quickly for so many people around the globe. And what we're going to do here, first off, we're going to go to my good friend and president of Impact101, Frank Servideo. I know that him and Hans have some great updates for us. Frank, do you want to take over and give us some updates?
You bet, John. Thank you so much for the intro. You do a great job, like always. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time of the day to come on to this Zoom call. We're extremely excited. You know, as John says, like 123 countries, guys. I'm just amazing. It's just amazing. I want to thank all you Impackers out there for sharing the brand, the name, and it's phenomenal. Crowdfunding has really got a lot of buzz these days. We're extremely excited about it, and it's because of you we're here today, and you guys are the ones that motivate myself and my good partner, Hans, which I'm extremely excited about. And I just want to let the cat out of the bag, John, that Hans is going to be on the call next Tuesday and Wednesday, guys. Make sure you mark your calendars. So we're really excited about what's going on, and I'm sure he's going to have some great stuff for you guys next week. Anyways, look at that. 123 countries, folks. Unbelievable. So let's just move on and just give you some quick updates where we're at here. You know, we all know that we have languages out there, and I just want to make sure everybody understands the languages that we have are for the first videos. We're working on the second videos. You know, we have Russia, Hebrew, French, German, Spanish, simple Chinese, and Mandarin, folks. You just click on the flag, and guess what? You see that bottom right corner? You see the Indian flag. So we do have it in Hindi as well, folks. We just added that this Tuesday or Monday. Just phenomenal, guys, and it's just going to continue to grow from that. The other languages that we're still working on, of course, is the Dutch, the Malay, and the Thai, and that's happening, and we're extremely excited. We're going to bring that out for the first video, and that's going to be out, and we're going to continue the process. As we get to these other languages, things get a little bit dicier as far as getting things translated, and just, you know, there's a language barrier, etc. But we're working it through, and it's coming together very nicely. And I want everybody to know that we're working on framework, and it's going to take us till about the end of the month before we get all that framework so that we can translate languages rather quickly for every language that we choose to do rather quick. So we're really working on that behind the scenes. So you may not see a lot of things, you know, up front, but under the engine, so to speak, is we are doing things that are just going to really escalate the things. Now, I want everybody to know that we've added this payment system out there, ORU payment method, because a lot of folks were having problems with PayPal. And I'm going to tell you, John, we need to make sure that everybody puts as many payment methods as possible. This one here is it's amazing. The fees are nothing. You don't have to do KYC or anything. And it's just another payment method. And the reason we're putting this up there, because a lot of folks are asking us, you know, is there another payment method that you could suggest out there? Well, this is one that you could basically send funds for next to nothing or zero from member to member in 200 countries. And there's a Visa card that goes along with this for about 91 countries. Do your due diligence and see it's for you. See if there's anybody in your team organization that you want to sign up with if you choose to go that way. But do some homework. As you can see, they have Visa cards. They've got so many other things and so many other benefits. A lot for the US there, folks. Go do some stuff there. Due diligence. There's a register page. Very simple and easy. You can pay by PayPal or credit card or debit card. And the beautiful thing here, you can also fund your account with credit cards to make other donations and other crowdfunding for other causes that you'd like to do. So check it out. Just amazing. Want you to understand that there's a limit right now. You can do it with PayPal or credit cards to activate and add amounts to your to your card if you like. But I also wanted you to know that they're actually going to raise the limits. I believe they said that it was going to be this month. Right now it's about $100 to $100 a day, $150 a day, but they're going to go to about $1,000. So keep an eye on that. Really excited about it. They also have a video how to fund it. So please go to the resources and you'll be able to see how to fund it if you have one. All right. Now, this is our mobile landing page, guys. You all know we get 2 mobile landing pages once you sign up with Impact101. We're selling these for $250 US for one. We're giving them away basically for $40 for your fees to be able to crowdfund. Think about that. But I want you to utilize this. I want you to share it. I want you to text it to people. I want you to continue to sort and tell people if they're from a different country or a different language, tell them to click on the flag. And guess what happens, folks? The video changes to that language. And now we've added another one, which is, of course, the Hindi one. Play around with it yourself. Let people know. And just so you know, that bottom corner, right-hand corner, if this is your replicate mobile landing page, they can click there and join your organization right away. That's basically, we want to make it very simple and very easy for you. And in case you don't know, if you click on the video reel, you'll end up getting the intro video, how the grid works, what people are saying, which is a great one. And we're going to change this to the latest call, whether it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday's call. We're going to continue to rotate that. All right. Just very, very important. And please play around with the mobile landing page. You'll really get excited as you get to learn it and know more about it. Request fee card, play with it, see what it does, and you'll be pretty excited about it. Very important, folks. We've added this about 2 weeks ago, donation process. It's from 1 to 6. Please make sure that they go green at every one level. If they're not all green, then you missed something. Go back and make sure that you do it. And enter the proof, folks. Please enter the proof and use the system. Please put, if you don't have a transaction ID, state how you paid. Do something so that activates the system and creates a communication between the system and yourself so that there is no timer and there's no red mark or blemish by your site. John will explain more. Very, very important. Now, the person that's receiving the funds, you have checkpoints too, 1 to 4. Make sure they're all green. And then make sure you get a green on the very bottom. We've eliminated the green. We've got clocks to make sure that you know that there's something pending and there's something that you need to do. So extremely important. Please make sure you go through the process from step 1 to 4 on this if you're receiving funds. All right. I'm extremely excited. I can't thank you guys enough. Guess what? Completed donations, folks, we're at 1.1 million. That's phenomenal. What, in 2 months? Unbelievable. Total donations, 11,000. I always say that numbers don't lie. Check these numbers out, folks. Total pages viewed, almost, 2 million, almost 2.5 million page views. Next week is going to be way over that. Before you know, we're going to be at 3 million and so on and so forth. We're getting a lot of traffic. That is going to give us a household name. When you talk crowdfunding, everybody will know about Impact101, and I want to thank you. It's because of you that we're there. Total unique visits based on IP addresses. This is not any BS. These are real address, real unique, 271,000. Those are unbelievable numbers, close to 300,000. And, before you know it, we're going to be at 1 million, and we're going to be at the top of the class. All right. WeChat. It's a Chinese multiple purpose message social media mobile payment system. Folks, you've been hearing me talk about it and talking about it. You know what? There's a little bit of a barrier there, but I think we've got to overcome the barriers, folks. And we are going to be going live extremely close. And guess what? We did the first transaction today. So you know what? We did it with Alipay. We did it with WeChat. We were doing that this morning. And I just got these images just minutes before we went live here. So we're extremely excited. We almost completed the process. I hate giving timelines, but I think this is going to be live for the Asian market as of probably, I'm going to say this afternoon or tomorrow, but don't hold me to it. The tech team is working on this as I'm on this call, and I know we're almost there. I'm really excited. That just takes us to, we added the Hindi language there for India. We're adding the WeChat now for the Asian markets. Man, we're just setting ourselves up for global expansion around the world. So payment methods we've added as well. So you know what, John, I'm extremely excited, as you can tell in my voice. I want to thank everybody for all the sharing they're doing. And back to you, my friend.
All right, great stuff, Frank. You're right. The numbers don't lie. 123 countries, 8 weeks, 1.1 million plus in donations exchanged between members, over 11,000 donations, all the different languages, all the different payment methods. I mean, this is just 8 weeks. What is the next 8 weeks going to bring to us, and how much are each of us going to capitalize? That's really what it comes down to. So great job, Frank. Great job, Hans. Let's move on. We want to hear from some people who are just banging around the world with this, making an impact in a big way. They're going to share why they're so excited about this, the things they're doing to help build their team and their platform. So first off, we're going to shoot down to a guy down in Texas. I believe he's just recently started. I'm not completely sure. I know he's doing some great things down there. Steve Perkins, are you on the line?
I'm on the line. How are you?
Doing well, Steve.
It's a great day here in Texas.
There you go. Well, why don't you fill us in what you've got going on and what's keeping you awake at night?
Well, fortunately, what's keeping me awake now is this program. Mel contacted me a while back, not too long ago, but I was quote busy working, and then I related back to 2015. I had been in a previous system that was nothing like this. You almost had to be a nuclear physicist to figure out what was going on, and that didn't work for me. So I finally said, all right, I'll take a look at it. And then when I got into this thing, I am so amazed. I'm so excited. It's the easiest. I could never make this system, but even I can make this work. All I got to do is look at the grids. If they're red, I do something. If they're green, I've done it. I mean, oh my God, even I can do this. It's
there
amazing.
You go, Steve, are you having fun sharing it with people?
I am having fun sharing it, and I'm getting some very good responses. I've got my 1, 2, 5 grids donated, so I'm rocking. I'm rocking and rolling. I just can't say enough about Mel, her support, and Duncan. I've hounded them to death, and my late evening is you guys are supposed to be in bed, but they still get back to me.
Yeah, they're awesome leaders. Great stuff, Steve. Good to have you on the team. You're doing a great job there, buddy.
Thanks for having me on the call.
You betcha. Well, let's shoot over to the UK. I know this fellow was maybe going to be a little bit late on the call. We'll check if he's on there. John Jackson, or JJ, are you on the line with us? Oh, okay. Maybe he hasn't made it there yet. We'll come back to him. Let's keep going internationally. We're going to shoot over to South Africa. We've got a guy there who's just been tearing it up almost from day one. Brent Proctor, are you on the line with us?
Hey, Tony, yes, I'm here.
Yep, we can hear you great. Brent, go ahead.
Okay, John, just want to say hi to everyone. And yeah, this program is awesome. As they were saying, it's simple, it's easy to use, it's easy to share. The tools are so simple to use. You can navigate through it easily. You can share it easily. And I'm just having a lot of fun doing it. Just find that the method of sharing, the method of earning, the method of donating and receiving donations is just so simple. Anyone in the world can do it, and anybody that's not even tech friendly can do it. So yeah, definitely having a lot of fun, and that's what really attracted me to it. I was introduced by an old school friend, Peter Watson in the UK, and I thank you for doing that because it's really, and it's growing fast. It's growing as fast as you guys are saying it is. So it's really phenomenal.
Excellent, Brent. How easy are you finding it to share with those videos?
Well, that's the good part about it, John. I mean, I just tell people about it, use the system, tell them, ask if they want to make some extra money. I said, cool, you open to a video? Yes, I am. And in the video, they watch it, they come back to me with any questions they have, but it's that easy. And yeah, the nice thing about it is you don't have to tell, you don't have to sell. It's just show the video and show the video and show the video, and it does the work for you.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Steve, if we could maybe get you just to mute on your end. I think we're picking up a little background noise. Great work, Brent. You're doing an awesome job there with a big global team. That's great to see. Let's shoot over to India. We have our first speaker from India on one of our calls here. Hopefully he made it on. Great guy over there, Dr. Anu Sharma. Are you on the line with us, Doctor?
John, he's trying, and I'm still working with him, but we got Mr. Jackson on the line. So why don't you move over to Mr. Jackson, and we'll see if we could get the doctor on from India. They're having some internet problems.
Sure, no problem. Okay, let's go back to the UK. John Jackson, JJ, are you on the line with us?
Are you hearing me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear, big guy.
Fantastic, fantastic. Absolutely really chuffed to be on here, and thank you for inviting me. Really, really impressed. I've been in network marketing since 1990 and never been, I've had my ups and downs and it's been okay, but I then got involved recently back in October with a crowdfunding business, which I thought was amazing. One of the big things that really got me was the fact that it was my money going into somebody else's bank and then coming back to me and the company not holding on to the money, which was big, big, big for me. I decided when Impact came on board, I thought, now this is what we call professional. And I thought, this is for me. So I joined up almost 2 days after it started. My upline, of course, is Colin and Duncan. So I've got some really good trainers. And it's been an absolute whiz. I've just been on a cruise to do with multi-level marketing. And while I was away, would you believe I earned about half the cost of the cruise? So I was really chuffed. So yeah, this is brilliant, and it's going to go a long way, and we're going to make some decent money.
All right, great stuff, John. You're doing an awesome job over there. Great to have you on the team. Let me check in with Frank. Frank, were we able to get the doctor on?
No, I think what we'll do, John, is just keep moving on with our presentation. If we get him on at the end of the call, that'll be great. So I'm going to let you just continue on the PowerPoint presentation, and then if we got time at the end, we'll bring him on because we're going to try real hard because he's been desperately. It's 1:30 in the morning, and he just wants to be on this call to show his people, and he's so excited. And I'm trying to feel for him, so I'm trying to run this call and work with him at the same time. So I'm going to let you take it over from here, go through the PowerPoint, and we'll see if we can get him at the end of the call.
Okay, sure. Just let me know. We'd love to have him on there if we can make it work. That's for sure. Okay, so let's move on here. What we're going to do is just cover a couple things that can really make your business run efficiently. First thing I want to touch on is a brand new timer system. As we know, a very high percentage of all impactors make their donations immediately. That's the way it's supposed to be. We've got about 1.26% of the people that kind of drag their heels on making their donations. And, that's not really right. We wanted to level the playing field. We wanted to make sure we break that habit so that everybody's doing exactly the same thing. We put in a brand new timer system, and here's how it works. You can see over under donations to send, there's a timer bar underneath it. That timer bar moves across. Underneath that box, it turns to red. Once it reaches the end of the box, if a person hasn't made their donations, by that point, they actually get suspended in that grid until the point that they do make those donations. Now, let me be clear, that's only in that grid. And while they are, while they are in suspension mode because they haven't made their donations, what happens is those donations they would receive, they're unable to receive in that grid. Those donations then flow up the tree. So you don't want to be in a suspended mode. You want to look after your donations immediately. And if by chance, for some reason, you didn't make your donations in a timely fashion, all you need to do is jump in there, make those donations, and it's an automated process. You'll be unsuspended in that grid. So it's only a small percentage, 1.26%, but that number's come down since we put the timer system in place. So it's working, and everybody's doing what they need to do, which is awesome. Let's move on to the next slide here. I always want to talk about our tools because what we do, we have an automated system where we just point and click. We put the resources in front of people. If you go on your dashboard to the blue videos button, this is the page that's going to come up. You're going to see all of our language videos there. You can shoot them off to someone. They're also on your mobile landing page. We've got all of our support videos on this page. All of our global building training calls are recorded on there. All of these calls that we do, everything is right there. So you can just direct your people to the resources. And that's how you build efficiently and productively, by just letting the tools always do the work for you. So get real familiar with this page here. It's going to make your life simple. It's going to make your efforts very efficient. So we'll move on to the next slide here. Our support videos, you can see there they are also on that page. And they're also on the various pages that these actions happen on. When you go to register, when someone registers on your page, there's a little video there, tells them, walks them right through the process if they have any issues. Same thing with the payment methods. When they set up their payment methods, the video is right there for them to do it, to help them with that. Same thing with making a donation. All automated, makes it really, really simple to do. So we'll move on here to the next one if we could. Yeah, you can see the videos, the support videos on those various pages. They're all right there. So the next thing I want to talk about is our Facebook group. We have a tremendous community on Facebook, an awesome, awesome group of people helping people around the world, helping answer questions, helping talking about what works, what doesn't work. And we really work as a team. That's what it's all about here. So if you're not part of our Facebook group, you want to make sure you plug into that community and that your people do the same thing. That's how you can really stay engaged with all the impactors all around the world. I always want to talk about the dashboard. This is the nerve center of your Impact 101 team, and particularly the 6 boxes across the bottom there. That's where you always want to pay attention, because it'll always tell you if there's an action that you need to take. For example, you can see here, there's the orange box, donation to send. It's got a 1 in it. Whenever there's something you need to do, that box is lit up and it's got a number in it. So that tells you right away, oh, I got to make a donation. Get in there and do it. Same thing with donations to confirm. If there's a number in there, get in and do it. Over to the right, we have the unread messages. You want that number always at 0. That's how we can communicate and give you all the up-to-date tools, everything that's involved, to help you move quicker and quicker all the time. You want to be plugging in, checking that all the time. And of course, the active personals box, that's the only one that you want a number in, and you want that number as big as possible, because the more people you invite, the more people that are following you through the grids. Speaking of grids, let's talk about that for a second. Always like to touch on that. We all know we have 8 different grids, $40 up to $4,800 grids. You pick the ones that work for you, but I want you to be very aware these are all separate donation streams for you. So if you're in the $40 grid, you have 1 donation stream. If you're also in the $80 grid, you have 2 donation streams. The $150 puts you in 3 donation streams. You want to be in as many of these grids as you possibly can be in. Start wherever you're comfortable, move up the ladder as quick as you can. You want to stay ahead of your team so that you're catching all the growth in your team that's happening. So very, very important. Your end goal should be to be in all 8 of these grids, whether you start there or you work your way up, because you want to maximize the results of your efforts. Let's talk about payment methods for a minute. Frank, you're absolutely correct. It's very important to have as many payment methods set up as possible in your payment method area. The more ways you make it easier for people to make donations to you, the faster it goes. You can see we've added the ORU box there, where you can just put in your ORU username. If the other member has that, you can make donations back and forth. You can also see the other payment methods lower on the screen. I know in the US, in the US, they have tons and tons of different ways they can make payments. They use everything from Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, Google Pay, Apple Pay. You want to make it as easy as possible, as many different ways. Of course, you can add in digital currency on that page as well. Make it easy for people to make donations and for yourself to make donations. We'll move to the next slide here. Okay, so this one was from yesterday. We'll jump one more ahead. This Saturday, we have got a spectacular global building training call lined up. First, I want you to notice the time change, because we set the clocks ahead in North America. So make sure you come on at the right time. It's 5 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern time in North America. And I can tell you, we have got a call lined up this week. We have got 5 of our top leaders from around the world that are going to be sharing exactly what they do, how they reach out to people, what information they give them, how they then answer the questions, how they get them engaged, how they get them duplicating, and how they're building huge global teams. they're going to share it. All you need to do is just listen in, copy what they do. You're going to get the same results. And we've got our 5 leaders who are going to be on the call this Saturday are Duncan Wood, Colin Simmons, CJ Kovar, Mark Ambrosius, and Rebecca Barrett. That's the who's who of people that are building global teams here. So you do not want to miss that call. It's going to be spectacular. We'll move on to the next slide. I always like to talk about the 90-day blitz. You know, I've been 25 years full-time in the relationship marketing arena. There's one thing I've learned. It's always easier to build fast than it is to build slow. If you pin your ears back and you get crazy with this for 90 days, you can accelerate your team growth miles ahead of what it would be if you're just dabbling or if you're just running hot and cold. You can create such enormous momentum doing a 90-day blitz. And here's how it happens. You know your own time schedule. You simply choose how many people you're going to take through the videos every single day. It may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 5, it may be 10, it may be 20. Whatever number it is, correlate it with your schedule and do not go to sleep that night until you put that many people through the videos. And it's that consistency over a 90-day period that is going to create massive exposures and massive growth in your team. You help your team do the same thing, and in 90 days, you can't believe what your team will look like and what your email box looks like every morning when you get up for donations. So it's real important. If you go to the website in your back office, System for Success, you'll see 90-day blitz. We've got these 2 slides up there. Engage, commit, and go hard for 90 days, and then you can reap the results you want much, much quicker. So let me just check with you, Frank. Were we able to get the doctor hooked up from India by any chance?
John, I think we're extremely close, and you know what? He's tried so hard. So if we could just stay on the call, I'm going to keep it recorded. Why don't we see if there's any questions to answer, and then we'll just go from there, because I know he's tried real hard. Part of it, you know, I just want to communicate. Well, you know, here's a perfect scenario that we could share this. How important is our message box there, John? The gentleman's having trouble finding our link. I mean, folks, all you need to go is go into your back office, go to your message board, and there is our link. We put reminders there constantly. So you know what? It's a good, you know, it just tells us, and it's a good point that we need to cover over and over again, guys. You want to know where the webinar room is? Go to our website. It's all over the site, your dashboard. It's in your message board, and we also have it in your tools to share and info stuff. So it's there, guys. So there should be no difficulty, and I've been just kind of working with them, trying to get them to that spot while I was running around the call. So John, just go ahead and just we'll see if there's any questions here, and then
sure, no problem, Frank. You continue. Let's see.
Oh, John, I got him on the call. Just give me a second. All right, just hang on a second. We just found him. Just 1 second. 1 second. The doctor is on, so we're good to go.
Doctor is in the building.
Yeah, I just got to find him. He just came on board, so just give me a second here.
You betcha. And I'll just give a little prelude to it here. This is a doctor from India who has come on board, is absolutely going crazy over there, and we're so excited to hear, you know, how he's doing it. I mean, he's sitting in a country of 1 billion people over there. Can you imagine? So just let me know when you get him unmuted, Frank.
He is unmuted, John. He's good to go.
All right, Dr. Anu Sharma from India, are you on the line with us?
Hello. Welcome, everybody.
To have you on the call with us. You stayed up late. You're doing amazing things over there. Could you share with us how this is going for you?
Hi, I'm Dr. Anupam Sharma from Delhi, India. The concept is quite fantastic. People like it. So many people joined with me here in India, and I have a team of approximately 60 to more than 60 people. And the concept is fabulous. People are just enjoying this concept. Although there is a lot of crowdfunding systems in India, but Impact101 has a different impact in the market, because of the tools which are on the website are fantastic. And also the mobile landing page concept is quite good. So people just said that this is a good concept with good product. We are enjoying here in Delhi. India, and certainly we'll rock the show in India. And day by day, every day, people are joining here. And after understanding the concept, what I observed is we can do a lot in India as far as crowdfunding is concerned. And this is a fantastic, fabulous concept. Now, in Delhi, we are having daily meetings, and very soon in the next month, we are going to organize a seminar in Delhi for my Delhi team. And I have my people in all the states of India, and people are just excited very much to join Impact 101. And moreover, the system is quite strong. We are getting a lot of tools how to run the system in the market, and people are very much excited. In the coming Sunday, we are having one more Zoom call meeting with Mr. Frank. I really thank Mr. Frank's radio to give such a fabulous system in the market, the world.
All right. Well, great stuff, Dr. Sharma. I know you're doing a great job. You've got a lot of excited people over there. And, you know, every 24 hours, it just gets bigger and bigger there, just like it does for everyone around the world. So we're thrilled to have you on board. Thanks so much for sharing here today. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the call. As I always say, let's keep it simple. That's what it's all about. Let's think global. It's a world market out there. Think of everybody you know. Let's always use the tools. That'll make your life so much easier. And let's go impact some people. When you care about people and you're reaching out to help them, that's when things begin to happen on a major plane. So have fun, everybody. Thanks for being on the call, and thanks to all of our speakers.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
We're going to actually answer a few questions if anybody wants to stick around. We got a few questions to answer here, so stick around if you like. And we're going to cover a couple key questions that just came up. So if you're still on the call, that'll be great. I think it'll be worth it. So, John, we got a couple of questions that we're going to go through here, if that's okay with you.
Sure, let's do it.
I'm going to handle this one here because it's my baby. Someone asked, how do I send a mobile landing page? Well, folks, there is a document that tells you in your resources actually how to save it on your home screen of your cell phone, on your tablet, etc. Folks, you could share that mobile landing page. Just go walk through it. If you have an Android, basically you got to understand that this is a web base, and you just save the actual page on your home screen. You actually just then click the three dots and it says share, just like you're able to share everything else. And the Apple products, there's actually I call it a half book or a book. It's the actual book. Not the book, it's the actual half book that you actually could save it. Once you bring your mobile landing page to your home screen, you just save it to your home screen, then you can just share it like you could share everything else. But please go watch the documents. Also, if you go into your resources there and in videos, there's a couple of videos that talk about the mobile landing page. So that's how you share it there, okay? Now, we've got a couple other things here. John, for you, maybe you could help here is good reminder always. Okay, I just saw something here. I just got to find them. How do you send the flag link to clients? Can you just talk to the folks about utilizing the link? You can get the flag from the mobile landing page and they just got to click on the flag. How about just telling them how to do it through the resources, John?
Well, sure, I can do that, Frank. You know, I'm a guy who just got over 8-track tape, so I can tell you if I can do it, anybody on the planet can do it. You just simply click on the videos. The blue video button, click on the, so hey, if I can do it, everybody can do it. It's awesome.
You bet. I've known you for a long time, John. If you could do it, you bet anybody can. John's the old 8-track guy, man. That's his line. But you know what? He's catching on to this thing, and he's just seeing the power of sharing the mobile landing page. Well, you know, we also have somebody here. If I signed up with the wrong, registered with the wrong inviter, not a problem. It's probably because you were on the same computer. Just send a support ticket, who you signed up with, and who is the correct person. And just please do not. You can't create any. Do not make any donations or do anything there, because that'll cause a real mess. So as long as nothing's been clicked on or whatever, just send us a support ticket. We'll investigate it and see if we can help you out there. I sent a couple questions and still didn't get a clear answer. How do I find the Facebook page? There is an easy link. Actually, there is an easy link. If somebody wants to just type the link, I know there's people that have the link probably ready to go there, but it's Impact101 Crowdfunding. You'll find the group and the page there if you do a search on Facebook. But if anybody's got the link, please type it in there for me so I can continue on looking at some of the questions here.
I see Duncan has a question for you regarding grids, Frank.
I got to find it now. Where are we? Why can't I find Duncan's question? You want to just—
No problem. Let me go ahead while you're looking for that. I'll talk a little bit because people always ask, you know, being qualified in the grids, and it's really important that you understand this. You know, the very first time you're in a grid, let's just look at the $40 grid. You know, if you get to the end of that grid, you want to have invited 2 people to that grid level, because if you've got 2 people invited at that grid level, when your grid completes, a brand new grid is going to open for you, and away you go, and your team's going to follow you and the people you invited. So it's really important. You always want 2 personally invited people, but they need to be active. What it means active is they need to have an open grid at that level. So if you go in and look on Donation Center and your active grids there, it'll show you how many active personals you have at each grid level. So you want to make sure you've got at least 2 active people at each grid level. That allows you to continue to open the grids over and over again when they complete. And people always ask me, well, do I need 2 brand new people again in the next grid that opens at that level? No, you don't. As long as you've got 2 active at that level, that's going to keep you going and keep you opening that grid over and over again. So now if you get to the end of a grid, let's say you started and you know, and your grid just blew up from some efforts of people around you, it's completed, and you don't have your 2 people, here's what happens. If you had none, what's going to happen, the very first person that you invite at that level then is actually going to fall in your uplines grid, because you don't have an open grid now. Yours is completed. It hasn't opened because you don't have your 2 personals. So they've got nowhere else to go but in your uplines, in your inviters grid. You haven't lost them forever. Once you are at that grid level and they complete their grid, they're going to come back and follow you. So let's say you have 1 and now you go and find the other one. Well, that's going to immediately trigger your brand new grid to open, and your brand new person you just invited, your second personal, is going to fall beneath you in that grid. So if you think about it, 2 active personals, it could be the same 2 that qualify you in the $40 grid, in the $80 grid, in the $150, all the way up as they walk up the ladder. So you don't need to go and find thousands of people personally, but there's a huge benefit for doing it, because the more people you invite personally, the more they come back and land in your grid every time they've completed their grid, and it just makes the whole thing move much, much quicker. So is that kind of the question that Duncan had there?
Well,
I hope you addressed that.
I think you covered most of it, but I was also scanning more questions, so I didn't hear everything. But John, I'm going to ask the question that I know that Duncan wants. He wants to know, somebody's in a $40 grid, has 1 active, and then all of a sudden his grid filled. How come he was able to go into another grid? How come another grid opened up when he didn't have 2 active? Can you explain that?
Well, he would need 2 actives. I'm not sure I completely get the question.
So basically, the gentleman, if I understand the question correctly, the gentleman has gotten a grid open, and his grid filled up, and he only had 1 active, and that 1 active still had a grid open. I believe that's the question. And now that person is able to cycle, if you want to call it that, his grid filled, and now he's going into another grid.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure how that could happen with only 1 active. You know, coming through once a grid is completed. I'd have to speak with Duncan personally and really get the full story on it. So sorry, I can't tell you exactly, Duncan. Here, we can chat after the call, buddy.
All right, and I believe that's what he's after. So we'll have to just investigate that. Maria asks, why ORU put username? All right, if you go back, everybody could always go back to their payment method if they go to the Donation Center, and on the drop-down menu, you'll see it second from the bottom is the payment method. And if you wanted to put your ORU credentials there, I would highly recommend that you use your first and last name and your username, and then hit save on the bottom of the page, or update on the top of the page. You could update the settings, okay? So hopefully that answers the ORU. And I want to make it, I want to let everybody know, and it seems like everybody sticks around for these at the end of the calls, but we lost a few because they don't know we do it. We started answering questions towards the end of our calls after the recording. We don't want to put the recording with a bunch of housekeeping questions, because there's always different new prospects, etc. So we'll always do and answer a few questions at the end, just so people know that in the future. Just thought I'd make that announcement.
Yeah, and Frank, I see a question from Martin. What happens if someone is away for a few days and has no internet connection? Hey, we all understand, people get busy. We do different things in our lives. This is where it comes down to teamwork. Your inviter has a vested interest in your team and in your platform. Work together. If you're going to be away for a couple days, obviously you trust your inviter. I mean, you join them with them in this, or maybe you have someone else, that can log in for you and have a look at it and just make sure if there are donations to be made or donations to be confirmed, that they're done in a timely fashion. So work together. It's all about, helping each other. That's what it's all about, Frank.
Yes, and I think that we've pretty much covered all the questions here. I'm just going to do final checks here. It looks like it is, and I just want to thank all the guests for coming on and speakers. It was just amazing. It's good to hear from everybody, and just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep sharing. Impact101 is going to be a household name before you know it.
That's it, Frank. We'd like to thank all the speakers, everybody, for jumping on here today. Great job, everyone. Be sure you're on that training call on Saturday. I mean, these people have some very valuable information they're going to share with you. And I learned a long time ago, all you have to do is find the people who are doing and achieving the success you want, and then just copy it. That's all you need to do. So they're going to lay out the roadmap for you, copy it. It'll take you from where you are to where you want to be very rapidly. So with that, let's wrap. Have a great day, everybody.